An effort to cope the spread of the COVID-19 in the country, the Minister of Health has opened new sample collection centers within the Greater Banjul and West Coast region. Africa visited one of the sample collection centers to have first-hand information on the activities on the ground. Joldenjai Suare again has the rest of the story.
This initiative came up after the number of coronavirus infections hit 3,000 since March, when the first case was reported in the Gambia. Strategic locations such as the National Independence Stadium and the Buba Zone have been identified for sample collection activities to get more people into the voluntary testing campaign. Public turnout is relatively low, with about 63 samples collected as of Wednesday, according to Dr. Esa Konjera at the Ministry of Health. He emphasized the importance of the service as everyone is a potential case to the pandemic, which is at every corner of the globe.
Will say they will not bother themselves to come and test. It is a self-help initiative. You want to know your status. You don't have to sit at home, talking about whether it is a true thing or not. You have to try, know your status. How can you do that? Come see us in all our strategic locations. One in Independence Stadium, others are in Buffer Zone, and we have different strategic locations where people can visit, get tested, and know their status. So we don't want them to be with the misconception that it is a political motivated thing. Look, this is something that we want to bring to your doorstep. It is up to you to come forward and then get tested.
Dr. Konjera mentioned of a few challenges in the data collection aspect, which has prompted the ministry to switch to a digital system. Omar Balde, one of the lab technicians at the National Public Health Laboratory, observed that a lot of people are reluctant in knowing their COVID-19 status because of a noticeable stigma associated with the virus. Contrary to the belief that test results are generated within few hours, Dr. Balde noted that the process in fact takes longer. In the Gambia, COVID-19 results are communicated to those who opted for the test barely a week afterwards. Bechi Ogon, a student of the University of the Gambia who had been to one of the testing centers, said no amount of stigma should turn the public away from knowing their status. While commenting the government for the initiative, Mr. Ogont urged more to be done.
Yeah, it's a plaudable development. It's a nice one, which I'm worthy of accolade. It's good that the government are taking this thing a little serious. However, I wish they could also, brace up their thumbs and do a little more better. You could see that even the testing environment is not very conducive. This should be a medical environment wherein social distancing should be observed. People should have seats to sit at distancing, but you could see that even an old lady even fell down from a block she was seated. So it's not good that we come here, there are no seats. And sometimes we've been here like since morning till this time. So you see that you spend over 5 to 6 hours to conduct, the test and the rest of it. So if they can address some of these little challenges and setbacks, I think it will open ways for more people to come in and test and understand their status, and also it will be a hallmark for us to fight and combat, the pandemic that has caused so much pandemonium in the society.
Suzanne Molina, a British national living in the Gambia for the past 5 years, said she has been experiencing symptoms prompting her to take up the test. She also called on the government to do more advertisement on the testing facilities within the country.
I think they should advertise them more because, like I said, the one at Turntable, I could not find it. 2 hours I was walking around and I couldn't find it. So they need to be signposted and more media presence regarding them. But it's a good idea to bring them into the community. But more advertising of the actual places.
Other COVID-19 sample collection facilities, according to the Ministry of Health, include the Bursubi roundabout during the hours of 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. The one in Birkama is expected to kickstart on 7th September. For iAfrica News, I am Julde Njai-Sware.
The Gambia government, through the Minister of Health, widening efforts to combat the COVID-19 pandemic in the country.